All right. Hello. All right. Well, welcome to the Night Hunting Podcast. This is episode number 13. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about night hunting pigs with an electronic call. So, my name is Tony Abreu, and I am the host of the Night Hunting Podcast. The Night Hunting Podcast is a podcast all about night hunting, and it is for night hunters. So basically, we come on every week at 9 p.m. and we talk about night hunting stuff. So in this episode, night hunting with an electronic call. So let me pull up my screen here just so I'm not distracted. And let's go ahead and get into this. So, back whenever I first started night hunting, just basically started hunting under corn and maybe out of a tree stand or whatever. And with that being said, started out with night vision and just waiting for pigs to come out. And then got to the point to where we started riding around on the golf cart and just trying to actually hit different feeders instead of just sitting at one feeder. And there was a lot of cool things that happened there. Pigs would just walk up on us sometimes, kind of funny. But as I further evolved into the night hunting space on this one property which was loaded with pigs, and it wasn't just the property loaded with pigs, it was just surrounded by a lot of property all the way around that thousands of acres where pigs can just come and go as they please. And they would come and hit the corn and then they would leave. And basically back, a couple of years ago, there really wasn't, there were maybe a few pig calls on an electronic call, but there really wasn't a whole lot. And once I started digging into this a little bit, I discovered this hunter named Glenn Guess. And Glenn Guess is a very famous pig hunter. And he pretty much recorded a bunch of pig sounds. I guess he had pigs and recorded a bunch of pig sounds and pretty well got famous with those sounds. And then I believe he partnered up with Convergent electronic calls, which is kind of a different style call. It's more of it's a Bluetooth call versus the ones that you see now. It's straight Bluetooth, and there was a couple apps on your phone that you could run off of that call. And there was a pig one, and then there was also a coyote one. And all the pig sounds came from Glenn Guess. And then Glenn Guess would make videos and he would show how he could call pigs with them. So with those sounds. So I pretty much, once I saw that, I put the app on my iPhone. And just so we can elaborate a little more, the app is it's Convergent Night Hunting Solutions. Convergent Hunting Solutions. And this one is the hog call menu. It's kind of hard to see on an iPhone on this, but basically it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It has about 30 calls on there. And then it has a spot where you can save like 4 different favorites. You can push play, you can push stop. This app, when it connects to the actual Bluetooth call itself, the Bluetooth call has a decoy, so you can turn the decoy on and off, and then you can turn the volume up and down on this. You can change the mode. It's pretty cool. So this was like maybe $35. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I got this one and the coyote one, and I believe it was like maybe between 30 and $40 a piece. I can't remember exactly, But and they were the first company to ever come out with a Bluetooth call. And it was really like you couldn't really play these on another call. Now, I did hear of a guy who's a really big pig slayer in Louisiana who had these running on a call, but I'm not sure how he ever did it. He never said how he did it. But now in 2023, with the new introduction of the Icotech Night Stalker Plus or the Outlaw Plus with the Plus series from Icotech, you can actually run those on Bluetooth. And it's pretty cool. And for me to actually run these calls on my regular electronic Bluetooth call now, I just have to turn it on Bluetooth and then I can run these calls. But in order for me to do it on here, I have to pay like another $35, I believe, to unlock this to be able to do that, which is not a big deal. I have not done that yet, but I do want to share some experience with this because before, and I don't know if they changed this app or not, but before, instead of getting that convergent Bluetooth call, what we would do is we would take a like a JVC or one of the little Bluetooth boom boxes, and we would put it like here's the experience I have with those sounds. So this one spot where we would hunt was in the back of the property, and again it was surrounded by thousands of acres, and there was a feeder back there, and we would only get like 25 yards from this feeder. So hunting with like a higher magnification scope was kind of difficult because we were so close to it. I mean, like 25-30 yards. So we would park the golf cart. There was like where you come down, and there was the feeder was over here, and there was like a T where you could kind of slide back off into this alley right here, and you could just kind of look at the feeder. And we would back the golf cart up and just set the tripods up beside the golf cart, and then just kind of sit on the golf cart until pigs came out. Well, one night we were back there and some pigs came out, and I can't remember if they came out or if we put the call there, but we had one of those boom boxes and we put it on top of the feeder. And then I turned on one of those sounds, and within 5 minutes, like probably 4 or 5 or 6 pigs came out. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And we ended up shooting 2 of those pigs. And then I believe we did it some more times and none ever came out, but that time it actually did work. And this guy, Glenn Guest, totally like he believes in this stuff crazy. And I'm sure it does work. It's just like anything else though, you got to put your time in, you got to learn like what calls stimulate what. And he's got videos where he shows boars coming out and all kinds of just crazy stuff happening on these. And there's a ton of calls from like boar calls to sow calls to feeding frenzy, just all kinds of stuff on there. So it's pretty cool. I would say that haven't really played with it lately because I need to just take it and get it access to my new call with it. So I just need to unlock it and do that, but that option is available. So the new Icotech calls have the Bluetooth option on them, the Plus series, and you can play that. There's also another call. I'm just gonna pull this down for a second. Icotech actually has another call available that is Bluetooth as well that I picked up, and it is called the loud there. It's called the Rascal, and this call is a small call, and it is strictly a Bluetooth call. So I bought this a couple months ago and just haven't really done anything with it yet. But again, if I wanted to run those pig calls on this, I could do the same thing. But I bought this just to check it out, which I do need to do some stuff with it just to see, like, just to try it out. And then I'll probably just give it away or something, to maybe somebody on here, who knows. But this thing is like just under $100. It's a Bluetooth call. I believe it has like 100-yard range. which would be really cool on a Bluetooth, man. That'd be really sick because most of the time we only put our call like 30 to 50 yards away anyways, but 100 yards, that's pretty far. Um, and that was the talk about them whenever they first came out. But again, I haven't really tried that yet. So, and that would be the perfect app to run that would be to run it on that app called the Hog Pro. And so there's the Hog Pro and the Predator Pro. And if you type those up, and then there's that call specifically in Icotech's app for that is called the Animal. It's called Animal Audio. I haven't really gone into that much either because they want you to buy all the calls. And I got so many sounds right now that I just don't really want to buy more on a different platform. But but I'm sure if you typed in like in the app store, if you just, I'm just going to do this real quick just because if you typed in electronic or let's do this, let's do Bluetooth game call. I'm sure more and more people are going to be making stuff for this kind of stuff. So snow goose call, e-caller, deer calls and deer sounds. I mean, real coyote hunting calls, real dove calls, real predator calls. So people are all the time putting their own little spin on apps and putting them on here with their own little sounds and stuff. So I'm sure there's a ton of stuff on there that you could do if you had a Bluetooth speaker like that or wanted to run it. But again, this episode is based around the excuse me, based around the hog, calling hogs with it, calling pigs with it. So and there are tons of videos on YouTube about that, by the way, from that Glenn Guest guy. So I haven't seen very many videos of him doing that lately. And I think that the deal that he had with Conversion, I don't think he's any longer like doing stuff with them. So I don't even know if that app's still even available. Let me look that up. But at the same time, if you could get your hands on that, it's got a ton of good calls. And I don't know that any other like if Fox Pro or if any of the MFK or anybody else is really doing like hog calls like that. Like this guy was the best for sure. I don't even see this. I don't even see Conversion on there. Let me just look up Hog Pro and see if it's there. Yeah, Wild Hog Pro is still there. That's what it's called, Wild Hog Pro. There's another one on here called Hog Hunting Calls. That's pretty cool. I haven't even seen this yet. And it doesn't even say it costs anything. I don't know. I'll have to check that one out too. There are, it just shows there ain't really that many on there, but there's probably 20 on there or so. And it's pretty simple, but I don't know who made it. That's just something I just found. Anyway, somebody killed their first hog with this. That's kind of funny. But definitely, I mean, the other night we were back at the property where we killed the 7 pigs the weekend before. And we did turn on just a couple squeals on my Icotech. And there was a group of 10 pigs out in front of us. They were probably about 250 yards, and we couldn't really get them to come in off of that. So, does it work all the time? I don't know. And maybe if I would have tried to run that call, run the one with the 30 on there, maybe we could have done better. But it was just a weird situation. And there was a guy kind of driving around with hog dogs, and they were trying to catch hogs too. And we were trying to stay out of their way. It was just kind of a messed up deal. But anyways, we did try it and it didn't really work on that. But, maybe it was the wrong sound. I mean, whenever I'm calling coyotes, I don't just play one sound. I play multiple sounds and try to see what I can get their attention with. So anyway, can it be done? Absolutely. I've seen proof on YouTube. I've done it once, maybe twice, but, haven't had a ton of experience with it. And Definitely tried it a bunch of times, tried blind calling. And that's another thing, when there's a pig there, or just, and calling, or just trying to blind call, I mean, it's probably failed more times than it's worked. But at the same time, coyote hunting's the same way. I mean, sometimes you call and there's nothing, and then other times they come out like wildfire. So it just really depends on the night and depends on the time and the mood and everything else. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the electronic call. So what's going on with the night hunting right now? Well, I mean, what's going on with you right now with your night hunting? Like today is 5/16, it's May 16th. I saw a post a couple weeks ago about somebody who was going to quit coyote hunting until after summer, just to let the dogs grow, it was kind of funny, to not kill all their targets for later, which I don't think that's going to happen. Coyotes are way too smart for that, and they are very adaptable, and they're going to keep on coming no matter how hard you hit them. I mean, there's really no way to eradicate them right now, seriously. So I myself, we haven't really called a coyote in a couple of weeks because of the pig situation, but I would imagine it's coming, probably this weekend. And we don't really quit. Like and we're not killing 100 dogs a year either, like some people are. I mean, some people, they just have lots of property and do that. I would say we have a lot of property. Not all of it is productive at times, but at the same time, like I feel like summertime, man, we just have a steady roll. So, and when I say we, I mean I have like a core group of people that I hunt with. Sometimes I have one buddy that I hunt with more than I hunt with others, but then I have other people that I hunt with. I'm just hunting with all kinds of people just because it gives me access to new property. And also, we frequent other properties that we've been hitting. It's just, that just gives you more to do. So, um, so we don't really quit. And the funny thing is, today on Facebook, I saw two different posts with coyotes and sheep. And coyotes, this one had a very, very graphic video of a coyote holding a sheep by the neck, trying to take it down. It was a male. And right now, again, the pups are in the dens. And basically, they're trying to bring food back to the den to feed the pups. So that coyote, that was probably a minute video, and the coyote was kind of wrestling around with the sheep, and the sheep was on his feet the whole time. And at one point, the sheep was this way, and the coyote turned this way, with it still had its head on the neck and was broadside like this. And the shooter just shot the coyote right out from underneath the sheep with a 22-250. Or no, it was a 22. It was a either a 22 Nosler. I think it was a 22 Nosler, and or a 24 Valkyrie. I can't remember which one. But anyways, he dropped the sheep right off from underneath or dropped the coyote right off from underneath the sheep. And that was a pretty cool video, actually. So, I mean, coyotes are going to eat, especially right now. They're bringing food back to the den, and they're not going to quit. So, we just like to keep right on rolling. And then I saw another post today on Facebook as well about the same thing. Another sheep farmer called a dude, and he went in, and I think he killed two coyotes. So I actually have a dude probably an hour away from here that's got sheep as well, and he bought dogs, like these crazy, I don't even remember the name of them, but they are crazy. Like we went there and called after he got the dogs, and it was crazy to watch how protective those dogs were of the sheep. So coyotes definitely love eating sheep. It's kind of funny. And the weird part is they don't even really like it, it's weird. It's like eat they don't eat a lot of the meat. They eat a lot of the guts. It's weird. Like they don't even eat the meat. Sometimes they do, but it's just weird. So anyway, that's pretty much, what's going on with the coyote hunting. It seems like the further we get closer to summer, then you're going to start seeing pups walking. I remember one time we went to a field that we've killed a lot of dogs in, and I had a lone howl, and all of a sudden this juvenile dog just came trotting up to see what it was, and that was his last time. So, um, they're definitely always around, and where that specific spot is, the farmer has well over 1,000 cows, and we're just trying to keep the population down because they wreak havoc on the calves whenever the calves are being born. So, or if something, cow gets injured or something, they just take it out. So that's pretty much wrapping up for that. Pretty quick episode tonight. Um, still, I'm still running the AGM Rattler. They did just introduce last week. They introduced the Sightmark Wraith Mini Thermal. They were real proud of that. As far as, like, when I say real proud of it, the people who designed it, Sightmark, their engineers, they were pretty proud of it. But basically a mini, I'm going to say a small thermal in the Rattler class. But, simple to use with, in Wraith fashion, which the Wraith, they have the Wraith HDs. They got a 2X base mag and a 4X base mag. And then they got the Wraith 4Ks. They got a 4K max with a 3X base magnification, and then a 4K mini with a 2X base magnification. And the Wraith Mini Thermal is kind of like I would say, closely resembles the 4K mini. Still runs off of two CR123 batteries. They're saying 4 to 5 hours. Looks like a pretty good picture. They're running the Linred sensor in it, which is what Pulsar runs. It's a European sensor, and Pulsar and Sightmark, they're all, I can't remember exactly the country that it's coming out of. But it is maybe Bulgaria, but at least it's not China. And the thing about the Sightmark Wraiths, they're really simple, very easy to use. They do record. If it's like the night vision scopes, they have a playback option inside the menu where you can actually see the videos and stuff through the scope, which may or may not be good. For me, I like that option, but if you have a ton of videos on there, it's hard to find them sometimes. But at the same time, they're really limited on stuff they can do. They have no Wi-Fi. They're just very simple, but they are effective. So, and for $2,000, I mean, I would say it's priced pretty efficiently. Am I going to sell them? I mean, I like the Rattler right now. Like, that's basically my scope of choice as far as, like, and I see a lot of people buying them. A lot of people are using them. They're just easy to use as well. I like the button layout. I like everything about them, and they have Wi-Fi, and they have, other features that the Sightmark don't. So it's the Sightmark Wraith Mini Thermal, comes in a 2X base magnification. So that's kind of cool for $2,000. I mean, if you were going to buy a 2X base mag Rattler in a 384 core, just like that one, it would be $2,500. So, but you're paying more money for the actual Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a cool thing, I guess. And there's a lot of people, whenever I first started my Perceptive Outdoors YouTube channel, like, I have videos on there that are still crushing it with the Sightmark Wraith stuff. But, I probably just won't sell them because Sightmark Wraith is harder for me to get right now. And I don't know. I might get one and just kind of do some content on it. But then other than that, it's just not really where I see my business going. So, so the reason for this podcast is, this podcast is sponsored by Perceptive Outdoor Gear, POG. That's not POG, by the way. That's POG, Perceptive Outdoor Gear. And it's actually perceptivegear.com. We have night vision gear for night vision, or I'm sorry, we have nighttime gear, night hunting gear for night hunters. That's pretty much the deal with there. I'm still trying to work out all the details and kind of adapt as we go, but basically we have night hunting gear for night hunters. So we sell different scopes on there. It's different stuff. But this podcast is basically sponsored by Perceptive Outdoor Gear. And that's going to pretty much wrap up this episode. So if you want me to talk about something, drop a comment below. I know these videos are slowly starting to trickle out there. And I still have a few more different videos I'm going to put out on this general topic, which is kind of like chapters in a book, sort of kind of. But if you got something you want me to talk about, drop a comment below. If you like this video, smash the like button. If you want to keep up with the subscriptions, I do go live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And you can subscribe. And then check out Perceptive Outdoors on YouTube and also perceptivegear.com. We're going to pretty much let it go at that. Tony Abreu here, and I guess we'll see you next week on the Night Hunting Podcast. Later.